Travelling with horses or ponies is one of the very best ways to feel free. To be able to just walk off into the distance with everything you need to stay out night after night is an amazing feeling. But in order to do that, you must be able to contain your horse at night so that it's still there in the morning. There are many ways of doing this: picket lines, hobbles, high lines, electric fences. You'll find others who'll tell you which way is the best and why. But my preferred option is the tether. The horse can walk freely, but at the same time is unable to get loose. You can control the amount of grass it eats. It doesn't rely on electricity and can be packed into a relatively small bag or box for transport. Tethered correctly, mares, colts and stallions can be in relatively close proximity, and once the pony has learned how to work on a chain, it is a safe option for you and the horse. And it is my view that any horseman worth his salt will spend far more time with a horse on a tether than one that is stabled or loosed out. The horse is relying on you for water and to be moved onto fresh grass morning and night. When we travel with our ponies to Appleby Fair, we generally stop at the same places year after year. Anyone travelling to the fair with horses from the south will converge at Devil's Bridge and take the road through Sedbergh to Kirby Stephen. There can often be 100 or more turnouts, all leapfrogging each other for the week leading up to the fair. Stopping in laybys, vergers and the odd green lane, you can always find a place to tether a couple of ponies for the night, with room for a boat top and fresh water or a tap nearby. Here we have a tether. So we've got a pin down there on the end of the chain, and we've got a leather neck strap here. I like leather personally, I like a good leather neck strap. And on the end of here we've got a ring and a swivel on both ends. So the neck strap has got a shackle here, and that's joined onto a ring and a swivel. So the swivel, there you go, you can see the swivel going around. This basically just means the chain's going to be less likely to get caught up in itself. This is about a 20-foot chain. It's good, that's plenty of length to chain that. And on the end we've got a pin. That's mild steel as it happens, because I've won a nice light one for travelling. And again we've got a shackle joining the chain to the ring and the swivel. And you need to make sure that the loop on the end of the chain is small enough so that it won't come off the top of the pin. But that's a long chain, and I'm not going to start with a long chain. That's too long to put a horse on for the first time. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move this shackle further down the end of the chain. So that comes off like that. And then let's just pull this down. So I'm going to start off with a young horse, probably just on maybe 2 meters, something like that. When you approach a horse on a tether, make sure you are stood behind the chain, just in case it spooks, as if it were to take off, it could easily take your legs from underneath you. I like to have a horse on a short tether to start with, until it's got used to the feeling of the chain on the back of its legs. Make sure the neck strap is tight enough so that it can't be pulled over the pony's ears, but not so tight that it's uncomfortable. I generally take a halter off a tethered horse, but with this young pony that's still learning, I'm going to leave the halter on but with the rope tied up. All horses and ponies are different, and some have quieter temperaments, but all horses will test the tether to start with, and very quickly they'll get their heads down and start to graze. At night time, as the ponies graze on a tether next to a camp, I actually find the sound of a clinking chain reassuring, as it means the horse is still there. Some people will leave a head collar on with a safety strap to the tether chain, just in case the strap breaks. When travelling, always carry a spare ring, swivel and shackle attached to the length of a rope, just in case, and it's always good to check that shackles are fastened tightly. When travelling with pack saddles, carrying a chain just isn't practical. Too much weight. So we use a similar setup with polypropylene rope inside a rubber hose pipe. If they've learned on chain, they'll very quickly adapt to the hose pipe. You will, however, still need to carry a lump hammer and steel tether pins.
Yeah, there was an old man called Fred Pickup, and on one occasion, when he was an old man, he set off with a wagon and 14 horses on his own. He had them about 5 abreast in the front, goodness knows how many behind, all tied to on the back of the wagon. And he must have spent half his day just tethering them and untethering them again, just to move, you know. But he got there. He got to from Leeds to Appleby. I was down at the crossroads at the fair when he came, and as he came through the crossroads, the whole crowd started applauding him. He took not the slightest bit of notice of that. I don't think he even knew it was him they were applauding.
When you've mastered the art of tethering, you and your horse really are free to travel the world. And when it comes to travelling with a fell pony, they really are as keen as you and me to see what's on the other side of the mountain. So now you know how we do it. I wish you happy travels.